Hello everyone, Jason Alea back here again. Today we have gotten some very sad news regarding Akira Toriyama. He had unfortunately passed away today at the time of this recording. I am in complete shock. There was one thing that, there were many things, but if there was one thing that really brought me into anime, that brought me into really appreciating animation, it's of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball in general. I definitely watched a lot of animated movies and stuff as a kid, and I loved them and enjoyed them. But Dragon Ball was like the first step of me appreciating what animation could really do and what kind of emotions it could bring to me. And I remember watching Dragon Ball for the first time back in Colombia. I was like 9 or 10 years old at the time. They were showing reruns of Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was supposed to be a federalist version of Dragon Ball Z. And I was interested in the show. I was interested in the way it looked. It was like a few episodes of the Frieza saga, and I was interested in the villain's design. And so when I got back home here in the States, I looked up Dragon Ball and I watched some of the episodes, mostly of the Frieza saga, because that was my favorite saga, and I became a Dragon Ball fan. And if you would have seen my reviews from last year and the year before on my main channel, you would know that I reviewed all of Dragon Ball Z and a few seasons and sagas of Dragon Ball Super, which I'm still currently trying to finish, but I decided to try and finish up the original Dragon Ball before I get back to Super in the Tournament of Power. And it was right now is a fun ride, and going back to memory lane, trying to see if there were a few episodes I missed out, and there were definitely some, because Dragon Ball is such a huge show. I even remember some stuff from Dragon Ball GT, though not a lot, admittedly, because it wasn't my favorite Dragon Ball thing, and because it's like non-canon, it was like But that's mostly due to Akira Toriyama not having as much input. Like, after Z, he was doing other projects, and I don't blame him. After doing Dragon Ball for a long time, it's fair to try and do something different. But once we decided to take a hand at Dragon Ball, I'll get to that one of these days, he decided to come back in, and he brought us Super, and whether we liked Super or not, it brought in a new age of fans, a new age of Dragon Ball that is still at a high point. I even was able to see one of the movies for the first time in theaters. That was Dragon Ball Superhero. I'm still in shock, really. Like, Dragon Ball really did meant a lot to me. A lot of the lessons the show and anime and manga preached and gave to us, all the adventures, the danger, the heartfelt moments, the humor, the comedy, they were just something that could only have come from Akira Toriyama. And whether he had help from others or it's just by himself, he brought a unique story with unique characters that will stand the test of time. And I'm so glad I was able to watch his work and be enamored by it. And I'm happy the time he was able to be with us, that he gave us something so powerful that is still being talked about today. And he will be missed. He truly will. Even at his worst, Dragon Ball was still something special. And at his best, Dragon Ball was everything. It was something that was just special. And I am going to miss Akira Toriyama. I'm going to miss reading some of his manga. I'm gonna be emotional when future projects that he was working on come out, and knowing that after all that is done, we're not gonna get any more from him. All I can say is rest in peace. Thank you for everything you've done. And thank you for making my childhood awesome, Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace. You will be missed. Okay. I hope you guys are doing alright. I know some of you are shocked as I am, but he's now up there in the clouds, probably running through Snake Way. Yeah. Just thank you, Akira Toriyama. We cannot wait to see you up there as well. Okay. Good night, everyone. Stay safe and keep pushing forward to the next day, and just keep on going.